Have you ever looked at your cat and just wished you could, get through to them? Well, it turns out there might be a few magic words that do just that. Today, we're diving into the 6 specific words that seem to have this incredible power over our cats.
Okay, but here's the big twist right at the start. It's not really about the words themselves. Your cat isn't sitting there memorizing a dictionary. No, they're tuning into something much, much deeper, something more instinctual. So to really get this, we have to try and think like a cat for a minute. See, they don't process speech the way we do. For them, our voice isn't a string of definitions, it's more like a landscape of sounds and feelings. And this, right here, really breaks it down. When we listen, we're looking for meaning, right? We're analyzing the words. But cats, they're listening for safety. They're constantly scanning the tone, the rhythm, the emotional vibe of your voice, all to answer one fundamental question. Is this sound a threat or is it safe?
And that brings us to our first big idea, the pure acoustics of a word. Some sounds are just physically easier for a cat's super sensitive ears to pick out from all the random background noise in our homes.
Let's kick things off with an absolute classic, come. I think we've all used this one, and it turns out there's some really cool science behind why it works.
The reason come is so effective is because of something called phonetic clarity. Now, that sounds fancy, but all it means is that it's a really clean, open sound. It literally cuts through the hum of the refrigerator or the sound from the TV. It's like a clear signal in a whole lot of static.
So yeah, this breaks it down perfectly. The sound itself is short and round, so it's easy to recognize. But what's really crucial is how you say it. When you say it with a gentle, rising tone, it sounds like an invitation. And that's key because cats don't want to be commanded, they want to choose to connect with you.
All right, let's move on to our next word, hear. It works on a similar idea, but it's got its own little twist.
Think of hear as a kind of audio beacon. That sharp h at the beginning and the long e sound really travel, making it super easy for your cat to figure out exactly where you are, even if they're in a completely different room. It's less of an invitation and more of a, hey, I'm over here signal. Okay, so we've talked about the physics of sound. Now we're going to shift gears a little and talk about the emotional data that's packed into our voices. This, right here, is where the real connection starts to build.
And next up, we have sweetie, a word that is just dripping with affection. But again, it's not the definition of the word that your cat is picking up on.
It all comes down to what scientists call owner-affiliative speech, which is basically a fancy term for cat baby talk. And what's wild is that studies actually show that cats respond way more to this soft, high-pitched melodic rhythm we all instinctively use. Just think about it for a second. When you say sweetie to your cat, your voice automatically gets softer, it slows down. Your cat's not hearing the word, they're hearing a tone that feels incredibly safe and familiar, a sound that's a lot like the comforting noises their own mother used to make.
And the exact same logic applies to another one of those super common terms of endearment we all use, baby. This word becomes this incredibly powerful cue for affection. Why? Because you almost never say baby to your cat without also petting them or cuddling them. They build this super strong association, so the sound itself becomes a reliable promise of warmth and closeness.
And that leads us to our next principle, and honestly, this might be the most powerful one of them all, the simple, unbreakable promise that a certain sound leads to a certain outcome. So naturally, the next word on our list is one that works on pretty much every cat on the planet, treat. This is all about associative memory. Cats are absolute masters at connecting a sound to a result. If the sound treat has reliably, consistently been followed by something delicious, that connection in their brain becomes rock solid.
But here's the really cool part. It's not just about the food, it's about the certainty. Cats are creatures of habit. They absolutely thrive on predictability. So the word treat becomes a kind of promise, an emotional contract. And once you build that trust, you can often swap out the food for some affection, and the word will still have that same power.
So all of this, the sound, the emotion, the predictability, it all leads us to our 6th and final word. And this one? Well, this one taps into a cat's most fundamental core need.
It might actually surprise you. The word is good. Just good. So simple, so soft, but unbelievably powerful. See, good doesn't promise a reward. It promises something far more valuable to a cat. It promises safety. Think of it like an all-clear signal. When you say it softly and consistently during calm, happy moments, it reinforces that there's no danger, that there's only peace. It's the sound of contentment.
It tells your cat that in this moment, with you, everything is okay.
So how can you actually put this all into practice? It's pretty simple. Find a nice, quiet moment. Use one of these words in a really gentle tone, and then immediately follow it up with something positive. A slow blink, a soft pet, a treat, and then just repeat. You're not training them. You're weaving this beautiful emotional language of trust, one word at a time. Because really, that's the whole point, isn't it? It's not about making your cat obey commands. It's about using sound and tone and intention to the point where, for your cat, your voice itself becomes a safe harbor, a place of absolute total peace.
Before you go, remember this. Your cat is doing something right now that most owners completely miss. At Feline Frontier, we don't just share cute cat facts, we uncover the hidden meanings, the quiet signals, and the strange behaviors your cat uses every single day to communicate with you. From the sounds that instantly calm a stressed cat, to the tiny habits that prove they trust you, to the mistakes that silently hurt them more than you realize. Everything here is designed to help you understand your cat on a deeper level. So if you've ever looked at your cat and thought, "What are you really trying to tell me?" You're in the right place. Make sure you subscribe to Feline Frontier, because the next video might explain something your cat has been waiting years for you to understand. See you in the next frontier of feline truth.